So the wait is over, we can finally get going. Welcome to everybody who has joined us for this unmissable game. Hugely anticipated, hugely hyped, undoubtedly the place to be at this moment in time. And expectations are rising and decibel levels are rising. The noise is quite something. You can feel what football means to the people. He's got the shot away! That's a half-decent try.
Yeah, it's good movement though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
He's found some space. Pedri, a player beyond special, a real beacon in this team, perhaps in the game as a whole.
Yeah, he may be regarded as a brilliant individual, but in his world, the team is everything. That comes first, Peter. That selflessness, it's always on show whenever he wears this kit. And for any youngsters out there, watching how he operates is a good start.
And the pass is intercepted. Pedri. Roberto Carlos. De Bruyne. Rafinha. Rodrigo. Rodrigo! Just off target.
Rodrigo has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Burn with a fine tackle. Referee has just said play on. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. It's a pretty loose pass. Haaland! Van der Vaart. And it's Salah. Mohamed Salah will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. That looks a cracking ball. So it is still 0-0. Roberto Carlos. Van der Vaart. Van der Vaart looking to penetrate opposition lines. He's picked it. Salah! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Oh, that was no routine save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And we have our very first corner. Roberto Carlos plays it short. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Opts to play it back. And he's had it nicked away. Rafinha. And here's Davis. Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. And so we have the first set piece of the game. Kukçu with a real chance here. Nice, shooting chance! Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
That has ended up in no man's land. Can he put it away? To Michelis. It's Van der Vaart. Dumfries is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Rodrigo. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. He's shifting through the gears here. He's had a hit! Oh, it's fallen loose again! He's scored! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky, it'll come your way.
Time then for the first substitution of the game. A 1-0 lead established.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Rijkaard calmly anticipates. Nedved. No way through there. Rodrigo, great defending, strong and determined. Rafinha. Palmeiras have it back and can go again. Osimhen in with the challenge. And here's Mohamed Salah. He's got away. And here's Mohamed Salah. Osimhen! Oh, split-second reaction.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
It's their second corner of the game. They've played it short. It's gone out for a throw-in. And it's Salah. Pedri, a player who needs no introduction. That's good play. Pedri stood his ground strongly. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. It's run loose here. That pass has been well intercepted. And that has left him in a heap. Rodrigo. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Now it's Rafinha. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Well, a very decent watch up to now, but just the one goal so far. It has been competitive and combative throughout.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Underway again.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Chance! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Haaland is offering a wry smile there.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And he's... Haaland! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
Now it's Haaland. He's away! Michelis with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. Rodrigo. Nedved. And that's another good win of the ball. De Bruyne. Genuine physical edge about this game. It is quite attritional. Has a go! Oh, that wasn't far away.
Look, they don't come much better in terms of ball striking. It deserved a better result than that.
Just eases him off the ball. Haaland, Rodrigo. Roberto Carlos. Still chasing the game, trailing by one. 60 minutes played. Haaland! No mistake! A two-goal cushion, and it's looking safe.
Perhaps deserves a little bit of sympathy here, because that's a goalkeeper's nightmare. It's clear that the keeper was unsighted by his defence, and by the time he picked up the flight of that, it was too late.
And yes, it's him again. We have got changes here from both sides, in fact. Things starting to look very comfortable.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it, now they have it.
Pedri going face to face with his great rival. De Bruyne. Haaland. Gedson Fernandes. Pedri really struggling to influence the game.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Oh, that's fabulous. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Keeper's done ever so well.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Gedson Fernandes. And now, there's the shot! And again the keeper stands strong. Corner number two then. Alex, and the finish! Oh, another save. So, third corner of the game. And now they can spring out of defence.
Variety is the spice of footballing life too. They need to alter their approach and start shifting this ball out wide.
And it's Salah. Pedri. Cooktree. De Bruyne. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that. Stood up well to him there. Driving on and making good progress. Nice bit of skill, and he's away. The ball has bounced loose now. Nice ball, and he might be in here.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Shapes to shoot! It's gone in, and it is an own goal!
That can happen to anyone. It's truly, truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Well, that's something you don't expect at a match like this, but I guess you have to take whatever way it comes, and very gratefully.
Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Oh, terrible mistake. Great chance!
Pretty robust defending.
And that is expertly dealt with. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Cooktree charging forward, the ball at his feet.
Yeah, we get to see this more and more. Defenders popping up in these positions.
Punched away. Mbappe. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. Well, that's a booking, always looked it. And that will be it. Well, that was intense, an enjoyable contest that either could easily have won, ultimately decided by just the odd goal. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
It was a very good game, played in the right spirit with a fitting atmosphere, and I think football won this time.
So thank you. Well, there's no doubt that this is a game which holds a special place in the minds of the footballing folk in this part of the world. Expectations rising, evidently the crowd hoping to be treated to a special contest. It is the perfect backdrop for the players to walk out to. And the matchday noise at this place is truly special. The pride, the passion, it adds to a massive sense of occasion. Things have got... belts one! And there's an early warning shot across the bow.
No, it's a fair attempt. I think he felt he could line one up there. The odds were never really in his favour.
And he's intervened well there. Rafa Silva is offering some sort of an apology there.
The movement was good, but the pass lacked authority, a cause of mild frustration.
Well, there's the man we're all here to see, the thriller-minute Neymar. He really does turn every game into a showbiz occasion. So I wonder, Jim, what is in today's show?
Well, plenty, we hope, Peter. Being the kind of player who likes to take it upon himself to win, whether it's his vision...
Oh, what has happened here? Brilliantly cut out. Musiala. It's loose now and they want to get it back. Roberto Carlos. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Rafa Silva, it's a pretty loose pass. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Foot in. So it is still 0-0. Yaya Toure. Haaland. Burn. Now then, the ball's come loose. He's had a hit! Just not quite happening for him just now.
They're just lacking a cutting edge, Peter, and while that's fairly obvious, the rest of their attacking play is actually quite good.
Dixon.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
And the shot! He's keen, determined to have his say. And it's Silva. He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Mbappe! Oh, it's gone in! That is how you do it! A goal to launch his new life, his new chapter. Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Yeah, although that first goal is a welcome boost, they can't afford to ease off now. To do that would simply be inviting danger.
And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Rafa Silva. He is through here. Well, that has not gone well. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. And it's Silva. Now it's Mbappe.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Half an hour played now. Here's Roberto Carlos. Played over towards the opposite flank. Pull it. Yaya Toure. And that was very necessary. And that's been won straight back. And here's Rafa Silva. It's run loose here. And he thumps it clear. Now that looks a decent ball. Oh, no joy this time. To Michelis.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
And he's running through. Mbappe. Mbappe! It's a loose ball. Picked out brilliantly. And the finish! Dealt with nicely by the defence. Good running, strong and purposeful. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Yaya Toure. And here's Mbappe. And here's Rafa Silva. It's Silva! Oh, split-second reaction.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Rijkaard. Rafa, big chance! Denied by an instinctive save.
Rafa Silva actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
And it's been taken short. Pull it. And the keeper beats it away. Pull it! It's there! And with that goal comes comfort. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. So your views on the first half?
Well, it's looking pretty straightforward, Peter. They've got themselves into a very good position, so why dither from here when they can repeat their first half success with another show of strength?
A half of massive entertainment and excitement. A 2-goal margin, yes, but all things still possible. That's the start of another 45 minutes. Adams. Could have been dangerous, but it came to nothing. Roberto Carlos. Rafa Silva.
That's a modern defender's instinct from a modern coach's mindset.
Whistle's gone, that's foul. They're taking a moment to consider their options. Missed by a fraction. To Michelis. Roberto Carlos. Now it's Rafa Silva. And there's green grass ahead of him. Haaland! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
It didn't quite come off on this occasion, but it only needs a gentle tweak.
Dixon. It's a sweet ball, that. Engages and forces him off the ball. Threads one in. Great chance! That is decidedly lacking. Roberto Carlos. To Michelis. So 2-0 the scoreline early after half-time. And it's Yaya Toure. Haaland. Haaland showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Rafa Silva. And that could set him on his way. He's got away. Mbappe. Plenty to aim at. Mbappe! Yes! And the lead is 3! It is surely done! That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
And he's done it again, he's got his second. 3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Yaya Toure. Now it's Mbappe. Well, played right into his path. Tries a shot! And yes, it's there! Comfort, yet more comfort, easing away.
Yeah, the pass was bang on, and he just had to ensure he didn't stray offside. The finish was actually bang on too.
So the wait is over, we can finally get going. Welcome to everybody who has joined us for this unmissable game. Hugely anticipated, hugely hyped. Undoubtedly the place to be at this moment in time. For 70 years or thereabouts, this place has borne witness to some truly special moments in sport on this continent. Little surprise, the Estadio Olimpico Universitario was once dubbed the most important building in modern America. And as you can see, we've already started here. Foot in. That's a good ball out wide. Costa Curta did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
That pass has been well intercepted.
Well, Peter, here we have one of the greatest defenders of all time, Alessandro Costa Curta.
Yeah, in a sense, understated, isn't he? Certainly, some would say underrated. He's one of the less glamorous members of the Milanese elite from the 1990s.
Yeah, but ability-wise, I think he was on a par with the rest of them. And his tactical versatility means the centre-back, full-back,
Sweeper, defensive midfield player.
Yeah, and we shouldn't forget his outstanding vision and confidence on the ball, being almost as important as what he did at the back.
Bellingham is being told in no uncertain terms that this will be his final warning.
Well, he knew what he was taking on there, Peter, and special delivery from the ref.
Roberto Carlos, and it's Silva. Just eases him off the ball. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Pretty cagey early on from both sides. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Haaland! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
That was created because of good, lively movement, which pretty much dictated the pass.
Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Quality deserted them when they really needed it.
Vinicius Junior does really well there. He is strong. And it's been given away. And the shot! He scored! There is the breakthrough. As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
Yeah, it's simply tragic defending when
Appreciate the sub, my boy.
built his reputation.
Madrid have penetrated for the first time.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Rafa Silva. Neither of these two want to come off second best. They're urging him to shoot. Costa Curta deals with that comfortably. Cristiano Ronaldo. Adams kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Pullet.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Adams tries to clear. Now it's Saka. Mbappe! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
I'm trying to find the right word here. Does dreadful work?
Dixon. And played cross-field, changing the point of attack. Roberto Carlos. Now it's Rafa Silva. De Ligt gets a foot in here. De Ligt defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Oh no, that was never going to make it.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Yaya Toure. And it's Gullit. And it's Silva. Valverde. Vardiol. Vardiol made a search from full-back, as it turned out unsuccessfully. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
He won't be happy with that one. That's headed upfield. Mbappe looking to run onto it. Saka did well to stay calm there.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
And they're not going to make any further progress now. Gullit. Valverde. Guardiol. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Mbappe. Now it's Rijkaard. Now it's Mbappe. He's found a way through. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And the half-time whistle goes. So there we are, half-time. Both teams head into their respective dressing room, and while there was a genuine flow about the game, most importantly, there has been just one telling moment. It is still very tight here. The game still up for grabs. And the half-time score, 1-0.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
Hay un cambio en el campo de juego. Número 19.
That gets things going for the second half.
Número 14.
Well, I think starting this half in a strong manner is essential, Peter, if you're chasing the game, which they are. You know, go with intent and purpose. Let your opponents know you're not just going to quietly bow down.
What a save from Peter Schmeichel! And he was there to get a vital touch.
This is why he's so highly regarded. Absolutely fantastic.
Ronaldo goes short. There's no sort of quality on that. And now they can spring out of defence. Pass somewhat off target.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. The referee's awarded a free kick. He knew what was coming, that's a yellow card. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. No luck with that dink over the top. Dixon. The pass has gone astray. That's really well manoeuvred. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Yaya Toure. And it's Rijkaard. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Now it's Mbappe. Now it's hits one! It's loose. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Lovely feet. There's the hit! It's in! They are right back in business.
Well, that's something that'll make the manager proud, because they dug in deep then and they've got their leveller.
That is just remarkable, the amount of bend he got on that.
Yeah, and it's not a surprise to see him elect to shoot from there, considering how much movement can be generated on the ball. Great hit.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter, when you've got two strong teams.
Mbappe! Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
Well, to put it this way, he's probably made better decisions.
That's good running with the ball. Rafa Silva will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Bellingham. No way through. Doué. That's a throw.
If you're in the live, like and subscribe.
Valverde. Doué. Great defending, strong and determined.
They've got to be quick moving this forward. Yeah, this kind of bold running will always get you into areas of possibility.
No foul, says the referee. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
Well, I think the referee would have told him to rein it in or suffer the consequences.
Vinicius Junior going full tilt down the left. Haaland! Haaland! He scored! And they get themselves in front!
That looks like a preconceived plan. Win the ball and then unleash.
Madrid go into the lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
And here's Rijkaard.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
And a header! He's got the shot away! It's loose now and they want to get it back.
Everybody know that score was bullshit. You telling me that pass went through fucking 3 CBs? Bullshit.
Se está realizando un cambio.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Roberto Carlos plays it short. Mbappe! Oh, that's an own goal!
I don't think he knew too much about it, Peter. It comes off him awkwardly.
Karma's a motherfucker.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Look, often chances are hard to come by in these games, so just one mistake could be all it takes to make the difference.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
He can run onto that. Mbappe!
Oh my gosh!
The game is well and truly turned on its head.
Well, I think there's a few trying to claim offside, but he looks to have been on. Yeah, he was on.
So we have and the shot! Well read, and the danger is averted.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Chad, that was a W comeback. We had a rough game, but we came through. Chad, that was a W comeback. W comeback. Spam W comeback.
I think we're just about done here. There will be a throw-in. Mbappe. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Made into space out wide. He's picked his way through. Valverde. He's having a hit! Just seeing the board now, it's going to be 5 extra minutes. And claimed it back swiftly. Passes coming off in quick succession here.
Saka.
Now Martinez.
De Ligt.
Referee looks at his watch and blows
Chat.
his whistle.
If that was a W game, a W comeback, smash that like button right now and smash that sub button.
They may have done, but they were having none of that. Mbappe picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there.
Ganador del sorteo.
Thrilling, nail-biting, perhaps frustrating until the very end, but we do have a winner.
Well, I just think that determination and persistence has paid off handsomely to squeeze.
Chat, don't forget to smash that like button and hit that sub button. W.
Well, they say football's only a game, but you should try telling this lot. Without a doubt, it is the week's most eagerly awaited contest. A sporting event which has magnificent scenery as its backdrop. It is tribal, and it has aroused the most primal of instincts in so many of us. And we are glad to have you alongside us for it. And we have in front of us this gloriously imposing arena. Absolutely perfect for a game of this nature. And as you can see, we've already started here. Gets a good foot in there. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Osimhen. Mbappe. He's a sharp little ball here. And it has a go! What a wonderful goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more. Well, his movement is all based on fine margins, and the timing of his run then was ideal.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
Yeah, I think for them to get their noses in front away from home is brilliant, but these home fans will demand a response.
And it's Roberto Carlos. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And they're quick to get it back. Osimhen. In the end, they found themselves penned in, nowhere to go. Rijkaard. So just the one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. He's in plenty of space here. And that is out and behind. It's a good block.
The taker has to look for options because an aerial supply...
He gets big! Oh, nearly, but nearly is nothing.
Yeah, it's good movement though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Roberto Carlos. Rijkaard. Oh, good play on the left-hand side here. He's picked his way through. Conte. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Engages and forces him off the ball. Rafinha. They get a throw-in. Dixon. That is Conte. Rafinha. Rafa Silva given the lift of his goal. Burn. Dixon. Yaya Toure.
That pressing is so good, it's nice and early.
Pullet carries the ball down the right. Well, he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. Pullet taking charge of the dead ball. Roberto Carlos. And here's Rijkaard. Rafa Silva. It's a pretty loose pass. To Michelis. Adams. Short changes him with that pass. Alvarez. Pass somewhat off target. Dixon. Burn. And to Michelis. And it's Roberto Carlos. It's a crossfield ball towards the other flank. And it's Gullit. And here's Rafa Silva. He's got away. Conte. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Oh, that's a key interception. And that has been clubbed away. And he's only too happy to take that back. Rafa Silva. Rafa Silva was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Now it's Rafinha.
Oh, great feat that.
He has found the way through. Rafinha. Oh, that was vital. Pull it. Ball played for Rijkaard. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Conte, looking for options for movement. Hit into the rises! He will be livid with himself. Roberto Carlos.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Alvarez wins the duel this time. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Demichelis promptly onto that, and that is that. Rijkaard. That is a great pick out. Now it's Rafa Silva, and he's away. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Pullet with the short one. Caught offside that time. And he's quick to snatch it back. There were better options before the ball was lost. Easy to say from up here, I know.
Oh, that's such a good run. More of that, please.
That is lovely. Rijkaard. And it's half-time here. So there we are, half-time. Both teams heading to their
Rijkaard so
respective dressing
fucking
room.
slow.
Well, there
Like,
was
this
a
nigga is
genuine
so
flow about the game.
fucking
Most
slow.
importantly, there has been just one telling moment. It is still very tight here. The game still up for grabs. And the half-time score, 1-0.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game as well as intent. But I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Leading 1-0 at the break. Here we go again then. A solitary goal. That has been the crucial difference. Alvarez. And he's been shifted off it. Rijkaard. The ball has bounced loose now. Alvarez. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Yaya Toure. Oh, this is a very good run. He's had a shot! It's in! 2 up and threatening to pull clear. There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
So that's 2 now without reply.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
And that is as far as they're going to go. Conte. Rafa Silva. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Now it's Osimhen. Roberto Carlos.
Incentive set and incentive met. Now they've got to take it on another level.
Roberto Carlos has it out wide and in space. Corner it is. It's their second corner of the game. And it's been taken short. And it's Hullet. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Pinches it off him. And now a sudden chance to counter. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Rijkaard, and he's managed to get free. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Messi. Alvarez. Ruben Neves. Messi. No, again there's no way through. Mbappe takes a look up.
This is actually quite a courageous move, and I'll add ambitious and adventurous too. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. Messi defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. And that'll do under the circumstances. And it's Silva. And here's Mbappe.
Mbappe really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Now it's Osimhen. Messi in acres of space out wide. Corner number 2 then. Climbs up big! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Messi clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Paris ended up in no man's land. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Bops him off it and wins back the ball. Oh, Red, nice interception. That has not gone well. That's cause for mild irritation. Not the most accurate pass. Messi. Alexander-Arnold. Yaya Toure. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Osimhen has got himself a free kick. Ahead by 2 and just about into the home straight. Oh, perfectly measured that. Oh, and the shots! They are rampant!
Y'all boys smash the like button and smash the sub button. It's going down.
That looks like a preconceived plan. Win the ball and then unleash.
Marcó en el minuto 87 el dorsal 18.
3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Roberto Carlos. And it's Silva. That pass isn't the best. Out for a throw. Messi. And it's Rijkaard. He is through here.
Minutos de descuento.
Oh, strongly challenged there. And they've got a throw. And that is that. So a real showpiece win. This lot was simply far too clever for their opponents, and despite their best endeavours, it has ended in an easy win. Mbappe picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there.
Al saltar al campo, pueden
Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, the look on the manager's face says it all. He knows he set his attack up perfectly, and the players carried out his instructions to the letter, it would seem. Everything working very nicely.
Well, it is a game which in the grand scheme of things may not have too much riding on it, but it is equally clear and very visible that there is much pride around it. Chants are filling our ears, proud renditions of hymns and songs. It is the perfect soundtrack. Well, there's a real familiarity about these scenes here. The followers of one of the most formidable teams in the history of football, ensuring that yet again this will be an occasion for the game's ultimate glitterati. And as you can see, we've already started here. That has been cut short. And it's Messi. In with the challenge. That'll be a throw. Ribery wins the duel this time. Adams completing his first century of appearances here today, and that has not gone unnoticed.
Yeah, something that I mentioned to him in person before the match, Peter, although it took some time to register. Pretty much the same with me on my 100th game. I was more focused on winning than anything else.
There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Mbappe stood up well to him there. Mbappe was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Roberto Carlos. Now it's Messi. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Owen. Fair to say, I think a cautious start from both teams. Rijkaard. Too much pressure, and he's lost the ball.
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up. Oh, that's such a good run. More of that, please.
Rijkaard. Hits one!
Oh, it's die-hard defence and the willingness to put his body on the line. Very impressive.
Mbappe. Bisek. Oh, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And Owen! Oh, the ball's run. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Rijkaard. Mbappe. Oh, that's well spotted. Oh, that's fabulous. Mbappe!
Fucking sold.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Hullet with the short one. And here's Hullet. And the shot! A potential goal of the season contender, if only.
Hullet can really show some outlandish skills, which is always welcome and obviously refreshing.
It's their second corner of the game. They've played it short. And here's Hullet. Now it's Hullet. The referee's awarded a free kick. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Well, plenty of early set pieces here. So who is the target now? He's having a look at what's available. That was travelling. Rijkaard. And it's Messi. Pinches it off him. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Belts one! Well, the contact was true enough. The aim wasn't quite.
Well, it was a confident attempt, and he made it look like a doddle the way he generated that power.
And he's been shifted off it. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
That is good alertness. Serginho. And they're not going to make any further progress now. That's been cut out, well played. And smartly reclaimed. Yamal really struggling to influence the game.
He needs a minder, and one of his...
And Messi! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Oh, what? And another try! Still waiting for the first breakthrough, but not for the want of trying. Great hit! Rafa Silva has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. And here's Mbappe. Just eases him off the ball. Alexander-Arnold defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Now this could be a chance. Goalkeeper's ball. Rijkaard.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
And he's managed to get free. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Well, that's pretty clear. It is a foul. And that's going to be a booking.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score. And obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Perhaps the final meaningful act of the first half. And a real chance to break the deadlock. And this could be the final action of the first half. Ter Stegen can claim that. And he's quick to snatch it back. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. Well, it has been a half largely of could-haves and should-haves. Perhaps the more impatient amongst the supporters will feel they're overdue a goal, but it's certainly not for the want of trying, so nothing to show as yet. At the break, it's 0-0. So we reach the halfway point.
What a pleasant surprise to see how open this game is turning into. Just wondering if the two teams are going to keep doing what we've seen in the first half. I hope that a cautious aspect doesn't kick in.
Still waiting for this to take off. It's goalless at half-time. That gets things going for the second half.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign. Things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
Rijkaard. Can he get it through? Oh, Red, nice interception. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. He's got away. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Out for a throw. Rijkaard. To Michelis. And it's Silva. Couldn't squeeze it through. That's a shade optimistic. Yaya Toure. And it's Hullet. He is through here.
Barcelona couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
Rafa Silva. Rijkaard. Oh, he's burst through. Barcelona can breathe again. Just.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Oh, that looks a good ball through. Now that's well seen too. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And he's intervened well there. And here's Mbappe. Roberto Carlos. He has found the way for a chance for the header.
La asistencia a este partido.
Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Rijkaard actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
So their fourth corner of the game. And it's been taken short. And he's had it nicked away. Barcelona are looking to go forward now. It's a pretty loose pass. Well into the second half, and still there's nothing between them. Rijkaard, Mbappe, Serginho.
Look, it's a run defence dislike, but the timing has to be spot on.
Oh, no, that was never going to make it. And it's Rijkaard. Not the most accurate pass. Roberto Carlos.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Rafa Silva. Well, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Roberto Carlos. Ribery gets a foot in here. Pedri. Oh, it's Rijkaard. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out.
Yeah, this kind of bold running will always get you into areas of possibility.
Out to the right. Roberto Carlos promptly onto that, and that is that. Rijkaard.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Looking for the runner. Gets a good foot in there. Dixon. And that has left him in a heap. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Back into the middle. That's a fabulous ball. Oh, that's neat. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Oh, super ball. Oh, there's a probing ball. Rafa Silva. And he's running through. Byrne spots it and intercepts. Balde. And Serginho. Now it's Hullet. Rafa Silva.
Well, both sides might have to settle for a draw here, although there's still...
He's had a shot! And that is certainly not what he had in mind.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El
So
dorsal
the manager can
7,
make a change for the first time in the game here.
Ribery. El dorsal 20. Owen.
Yaya Toure.
El dorsal 19.
And it's
El dorsal
Rijkaard.
27.
That's good running with the ball. If we're going to get a winner, it's got to come now. Pressing's intense, and it's paid off.
El dorsal 45.
And there goes the final whistle. So a tough one to gauge. Defensive dominance combined with wastefulness in attack, and the outcome inevitable. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Listen, the more this game went on, a draw was always likely to be on the card. So overall, I don't think anyone will be complaining too much about what they've got.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that... So they are faced with the prospect of relegation and are reaching out desperately for the single point they need. The fact is they only need to avoid defeat, but based on recent form, based on the season we've had, you cannot take that for granted. We will find out very shortly whether they have it in them. And what strikes you most about this remarkable venue is, of course, its greenness. It really makes a terrific sight at the Estadio Akron, home to Guadalajara, one of Mexico's most popular teams. And already we're underway here. Oh, important interception. And now they can spring out of defence. Guadalajara, Kubo! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Kubo did give it a fair old crack, and he'll be encouraged to step up again.
Well, there's the man we're all here to see, the thriller-minute Neymar. He really does turn every game into a showbiz occasion. So I wonder, Jim, what is in today's show?
Well, plenty, we hope, Peter. Being the kind of player who likes to take it upon himself to win, whether it's his vision and creativity or being more direct in providing a threat up front, we're bound to see something special, I hope.
Because we always have in the past.
Indeed.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
You have to say that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Rafa Silva. Short changes him with that pass. And he was quick to react. I wonder what you've seen, Jim, over the early moments of the game.
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Wilshere. Passing nice and neat. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Oh, that's fabulous. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Works it forward. It's an inviting looking ball, that. No, that's been intercepted. So it is still 0-0. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, that's a vigorous challenge. Toure promptly onto that, and that is that. Burn. To Michelis. Rafa Silva. And here's Rijkaard. And here's Rafa Silva. And he's managed to get free. All eyes on the referee. It's a penalty. So a big chance now from 12 yards. The major moment in the game. And he's buried it! 1-0. Not a twitch, not a blink.
That's a good penalty. Made the keeper commit early and set himself up for quite a comfortable finish.
Gol. Convertido en el minuto 30.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Yeah, I think for them to get their noses in front away from home is brilliant, but these home fans will demand a response. Yeah, we get to see this more and more. Defenders popping up in these positions.
Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket.
Well, before saving his team, if you like, he needs to learn to save himself.
Well, this may not be the kindest angle for a direct hit.
That's great defending to cover for the goalkeeper and just get something in the way.
Roberto Carlos. And here's Mbappe.
Footballing with usually identifies with...
It's Roberto Carlos! He's done very well to get to that.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Cleared without hesitation. Guadalajara are looking to go forward now. Mbappe running with the ball. Solid defending, refused to be out-muscled.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Spread neatly. Adams kept his eye on it, and he's there. Dixon. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Passing is crisp and sharp. Mbappe showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Out for a throw. And it's Wilshere. Speculative strike.
Se van a jugar 2 minutos de compensación.
Wilshere. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Some good work on the right flank here. Mbappe looking to run onto it. And the half-time whistle goes. So the end of the first half, both teams have had their moments. There's been no shortage of talking points, but there has been just one goal, and that is the state of it at the break. 1-0.
It's just been exhilarating, Peter, and leaving everyone wishing for a little bit more, but you'll have one manager now trying to exercise more control, so we can only hope that they go at it again in similar fashion.
Leading 1-0 at the break. Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
Well, it's been tight, Peter, but I'm expecting things to open up now and we get some free-flowing football.
And here's Mbappe. Kubo. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Rijkaard. And it's Giroud. Wilshere. And here's Neymar. And it's Yaya Toure. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Shot a goal! Adams. Rafa Silva is a player who barely needs an invitation to shoot. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And here's Rafa Silva. Oh, here's a chance! Still just a single goal between the sides. Neither of these two want to come off second best. He ran himself into trouble there. Free kick given away. Yaya Toure. Dixon. To Michelis.
La cantidad de espectadores de este partido
Almost an hour
fue de
gone.
44.070.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, it's a natural instinct to defend when ahead, but it's too early for them to settle into that practice just now.
Bruno Fernandes. Wilshere. Succumbs to the pressure.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled. That's what has to be done now, no question about it.
They're coming again and again.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Kubo. Giroud. Kubo. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. That's a good run down the left. Good spot, he's seen the run. He's onside. Mbappe was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And it's Neymar. Well, that's a foul. Free kick's been given. Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning.
It's good judgment from the ref, Peter. Doesn't want to dish out excessive cards in such a huge game.
Yeah, they look as if they're intent, Peter, on stopping him outside the laws of the game, so the referee is going to have to be very alert here.
Oh, what has happened? Can he finish? Tries a shot! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Oh, he's really looking like he's on the very top of his game here.
Corner number 2 then. And the finish! And that could have brought them level.
Oh, I think you could really feel his pain there. He was convinced he'd put his side level.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Kubo. Big header! Oh, that could cost them. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing.
Guadalajara really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
He could be in here. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
That was just poor decision-making and a weak execution.
It's a good-looking cross. So a team in desperate pursuit of salvation, and the job not quite yet done. These are nervous times.
Yeah, the final whistle couldn't come soon enough for those players, but they're still going to have to scrap this one out.
I think it's time for them to concentrate on closing this one out.
Oh, that's well spotted. Bruno Fernandes.
Se
We are
agregará un
into
minuto al
overtime.
tiempo reglamentario.
Somewhat off target. Played out to the left flank. Neymar. He's picked his way through. Keeper sees it all the way. And the referee brings it to a close. Well, that was tense. Boy, that was tense. The two sides separated by the game's only goal. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
This was all about tactics, Peter. A weakness in the central areas, both in defence and midfield, which is something we referred to before the game, and the manager was smart enough to make sure it was exploited.
And that's where we have to end it.